Welcome back guys. So yeah, today we continue on work on our 335i. As you saw in the last video, we are still prepping panels. So the aim of this video is to basically get all 4 arches into paint. So hopefully we can do that by the end of the video, and the lower panels are sit back here as well. So yeah guys, so the plan is to finish off work on this side. So as you can see, we've got a filler. So once these finish off the filler work on this side, you can start work on the other side, because this side needs the filler work as well on the arch. So yeah, in the meantime guys, what I'm going to do is, he's a little busy right now washing his Pride and Joy over there. So while he's a little busy, I'm going to basically take off this arch and I'm going to basically sand that quarter panel down. Once that's all sanded down, I'll put the arch back on, so whenever he's done on that side, he can move on to this side and continue work on the arch. The panels that you saw in the last video are pretty much ready now for the 2-pack primer. So I'll put more down there, but we are going to 2-pack primer them together. So I thought in the meantime guys, I'll just sand this car down. Well actually I'll use a scotch pad to scotch it down and get this car closer to actually getting into this baby. The tailgate is pretty much all scotched down now. I didn't do the side skirt or the rear bumpers because it's quite far down and it's quite awkward trying to sand it while it's on the car. You know, once I take those panels off the car, it'll be a lot easier to sand, so I left those for now. I guess now it's time to move on to the tailgate. So what I'm going to do is debadge the car, take the rear lights out, remove that spoiler. Once we've done that, we can actually start scotching down this whole tailgate, and then hopefully by that time Z would have finished the filler work on this side. So that way we can take this panel off and start sanding down this quarter panel as well.
So we finished up on the filler work on this side. You see right here where all the filler work's been applied. It's nice and flush. Panel's looking all good now. That's pretty much ready to go, so we can get that off and prep it for primer. So I'm moving on to the other side. You see right here guys, I just skimmed it all up. It was quite wavy, so I just skimmed it very lightly. So you just rub that down with a 180 grit, then you smoothen it off with a 320. I think that should do the trick. Might need a bit of filler right around here. It's quite diffy. But what we'll do is we'll work with this filler for now. Then once we're done, you start mixing a bit more and just applying it right around here and wherever you got the highs and lows.
So as you carry on now, just sanding down the passenger side. In the meantime guys, I'm going to start working on the driver's side. I will be taking this arch off, and as you guys remember, we had all these gaps along here. I've filled them all in now, so I do need to give those gaps extra support from the back so they don't crack. So yeah, I'll be taking this panel off now. I've pretty much finished work on the tailgate. I was scotching it down. I kind of gave up using the scotch pad. I used a 400 grit instead. It's a lot quicker. So yeah, that tailgate's pretty much done now. So I'm going to move on to this arch, get it off, give it extra support with the 5-glass, just let that dry, and then once that's drying, I'll start working on this quarter panel. So I just finished off work on this arch. As you guys saw, I applied the fiberglass. Once it dried up, I sanded it down. I got it nice and smooth. Test fitted this arch as well to make sure everything's alright, and everything's pretty much bang on. So yeah, now it's time to actually work on the quarter panel. I'm going to do the same thing what I did on the side. I'll basically sand it all down, get it nice and smooth. I won't do the rear bumper or the side skirt. So yeah, once that's pretty much done, we're going to start putting all the panels into the 2-pack primer. So he's finishing off work on this arch. As you can see, he's just sanding it down. There's a lot of filler on that's gone on there, but there's quite a few ripples on that arch. So to get rid of them, you do need that good amount of filler. So yeah, once he's finished with that, I think all the panels will be ready for the 2-pack primer. In the meantime guys, I will be sanding down this quarter panel. It is the next day, filler work's pretty much done. So that rear arch is shaped up nicely. So we're pretty much good to go now in terms of applying the 2-pack primer. As you guys know, the 2-pack primer is quite a thick primer, so it'll fill out any uneven surfaces. So yeah, I've got all the panels just along here. What we're going to do is just give them a nice little clean, then apply the 2-pack primer. We do need to take out the car because we don't want to get any overspray on that roof. So yeah, so what I'll do now is I'll take the car out, I'll drop the shutter, we'll start mixing the 2-pack primer, and then we can start laying it down.
see guys, we've got everything laid all down, nicely in place, everything's on the stand, so we are pretty much ready to go with that primer. It's all being panel wiped down. I've mixed the primer inside the gun, well it's in the cup now, so all I need to do is just pour that inside the gun, then we can get ready, start laying it all down.
So it is the next day, and as you guys saw last night, we did prime up all our panels, apart from that front bumper. So we are ready now to actually sand them down once again. I'm going to be wet flatting them with a grit of either 600 or 800, but I'm not too sure just yet. There's a few pinholes on these panels, so I need to get them filled out as well once we've actually sanded them down. We gave these panels 3 coats of the primer in total. We gave it a base coat and then 2 thick coats on top of that. So there's a good amount of sanding to be done. The plan is to actually sand the smaller panels off the car, and then all the arches will go back on the car. So yeah, we're going to sand the panels while they're on the car, because if I do it on the stand guys, it's not really stable and it is quite floppy, so I don't want to risk damaging the panels. So it would be a lot easier to actually get the wide arch panels back onto the car and then sand them while they're on the car. In the meantime guys, I'll start off by actually sanding the smaller panels, and we'll see how far we get. Right guys, so we just finished off sanding down majority of the panels. We have got a little bit of sanding left, and what we need to do now is actually take the hardware off the car, because we need to get to these areas here where the hardware sits. Once we sanded all these little areas down, then that's pretty much it for the sanding. We're pretty much done. We do need to actually wash the kit down once that's done, and then we do need to fill out the pinholes. So there's various spots on the panels where we've got pinholes, so we will have to fill them out. It's just a very fine filler just to fill those gaps in, and you know, sanding won't take too long because it's just like a very thin layer of filler. So yeah, once that's done, then the panels are pretty much ready for paint guys, so we're almost there now. The next day, and as you guys saw last night, we did fill out all the pinholes on the arches. We gave it a final sand down, washed the car down again, so we are ready now to actually start spraying these panels. We've got everything that we need down here. We've got the car cover, we've got the wipes, we've got the panel wipe as well as the thinners, stopper. You got the paint here as well. It's basically a VOODOO blue, it's a Porsche colour, and the code is Z12. We're going to start taking these panels off and just taking it down to the spray booth and setting everything up, and once Z's free, we can start spraying up all these panels.
So here we are in the spray booth guys, so check it out, all the panels are all laid down now, so I can't wait to start actually laying down that base coat. It's all mixed up in the gun, the colour looks amazing guys, so everything's all been wiped down, panel wiped, tack ragged, so we are ready to go. I've got my mask ready, and my gun ready.
So Z just got done finishing off spraying up all the panels. We gave him 3 coats of the blue paint and 2 coats of the lacquer, so everything's looking really good right now, guys. I think we made the right choice going for this blue. It looks really good, and I'm loving the way it looks for these panels, guys. So yeah. Anyways, hopefully next week we can get some more panels to paint as well. So we might do a bit of overtime tomorrow, which is a Sunday. We might come down and do a bit of work, but we'll see how that goes. But for now, guys, we're all going to end the video there. Thanks a lot for watching. Don't forget to comment, like, share, subscribe, and we'll see you guys in the next one.